I'm following my demons all the way to hell. Talking to God so far away. I'm falling down. I'm buried alive. Do you know what it's like to live your life in the eyes of the public while they wait to watch you fail? Every day they're looking for something old to bring up something new if they see you doing well. And God forbid you did some things in the past, man, you might as well just hang it up to dry. Cause in this day and age, change don't mean a thing, they'll cancel anything in sight. These people are casting stones for things they done themselves. They just don't have a million people praying they fail and watching every move they make and honing on their mistakes and show the world that you're not who they think. The pressure keeps mounting higher. I no longer desire to live this life I chose, cause I'm no longer inspired. But these people require me to keep bringing the cipher, so I'll speak till I'm tired, holding my feet to the fire, screaming, somebody save me from myself. I'm following my demons all the way to hell. I'm falling down. I'm buried alive. It's like I read your mind, dude. Finding why would you even try to keep and hide secrets deep inside? You're speaking lies and redefined who I knew. What can I do? Stuck in my room, demons swirl around like typhoons. Life is like a tightrope that I'm walking in. I wanna take that rope and tie a noose. Preparing to die, scary inside. Bottomless lows, heroin highs. Staring in the eyes of death, I'm paralyzed. I guess it's time for them to bury me alive. Maybe now you see the bar you set for me is higher than the one that I can actually reach. This is what you wanted, raise your shovels high. Lay me in the dirty, bury me alive. Somebody save me from myself. I'm following my demons all the way to hell. Talking to God so
Anymore.
He's in a better place.
He isn't with us anymore, no.
We're dead later in a bakery!
But he did improve it, and in part 3, I think it was part 3 or maybe part 4, where they get into the layer, not the actual pastry layer. But...
Oh my god!
Hello guys, and welcome to the 4th Hit or Miss podcast live special. This is the final live stream we're going to be doing, and it's in fact the final original content we're going to be giving you guys before the Spin the Wheel podcast in June. June 6th is the start date, as you would have seen from that trailer there. Yesterday we did introduce we just uploaded a Best Moments video, and I really liked it. So if you guys could head over there after this, and if you want, like I know some people have watched some episodes, not all of them. So yeah, if you like watch that video, you'd be like, oh, that episode seems funny, I'm gonna go watch it. Something like that. Today we have alongside me Michael Wilson. Michael, introduce yourself, you peasant. Oh. I now feel bad for calling you a peasant. Yeah, we're not doing that for everyone, otherwise we'll be here all day. So, Michael Wilson, hello. Xander Wilson, hello. Yes, he is now laughing at me. Michael, hello. Xander, hello. Hello, hello. Tobi, how are you? I'm doing very well, mate. Tobi will be the first guest on the Spin the Wheel podcast coming up on June 6th alongside me and Andrew. So there's that to look forward to. It was very fun, yes. Yeah, thank you for giving that promo. I hope that I get some more viewers for that particular episode. You're selling it well. Great job. Now, Andrew isn't here with us today. I did expect him to, but his sleep schedule is very middling, should we say. I don't believe you guys are being picked up, so for the first 20 minutes I am just going to be talking to myself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to change the thing. Okay, it's still saying, oh no, audio output. Damn, filters, no. Could you guys look at this stream and tell me if you can hear yourself? Okay. Yes. It always goes this way. It always goes this way. Yes, there we go. So for the first 5 minutes, you'd have been just hearing me. I was actually talking to the other guys, and basically for the first 2 minutes for that, it would just be like, Michael, shut up, peasant, stuff like that. He was actually annoying me on the call, but you just couldn't hear that. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is a tier list of all the episodes we have been reviewing over the first 2 seasons and the final 2 seasons, technically all 2 seasons of the Hit or Miss podcast. So if you guys are all ready, and Michael is back from retrieving the information that I requested before I sorted it. Michael?
Hello, sorry, I was just double checking, and yeah, I can hear, I think, everyone as far as I can. The stream's a little bit behind, obviously, but it seems like it's going all right.
Okay, well, if you could hear these guys, I'm just waffling if you did. But anyway, so as you should see on your screen, let me have a check out OBS. Yes, it fits perfectly. The first episode we're going to be tearing apart is An Unearthly Child. Now, guys, what do you guys think of this episode? Of course, we did it in Series 1, Episode 1. Where to start? Okay, nobody's chatting. Michael Wilson.
Hello. Sorry, I was looking because there's nothing actually on the screen. I wasn't sure if you were supposed to be putting it up to share screen or something or what. But
oh yes, yeah, yes. I shall share its screen now.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I wasn't sure what you would do.
Okay, no. You guys can now look at my screen, and that's the tier list. So here we go.
Okay, I'm going to full screen it.
Yeah,
so I can
just
see
go
it.
on restream full screen, and then I'll just be moving as we speak. Now, so we don't get
A, B, C, D, E, and F.
So S is absolutely amazing, like 10 out of 10. A, B, C, D, and then we can just say C and D are mediocre. E, F, and lower D is the weaker side. So, guys, An Unearthly Child. What do you guys think?
Do you want me to go first?
I mean, it's free for all, so yeah, whatever order.
Well, I gave my thoughts along with who was on that episode with us. I feel really bad for not remembering that.
Jamie.
Jamie was.
Jamie,
She did a joke about silence.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
You saw this yesterday,
myself, please, I don't remember what I did 2 minutes ago. But yeah, I gave our thoughts were kind of both, I think, the same, which was An Unearthly Child has 1 great part out of 4, and then 3 that are fine.
Yeah.
So I think personally, I'd go C or D area. Probably C, just for how good the first part is and the fact that it started everything off, and you've got to give respect to the pilot. But
absolutely,
I don't know if I would go higher than a C personally.
Okay, Xander. Again, this is free for all, so just general conversation. I'm not just going to be like the host saying this is this. Just go for it.
Yeah, well, I've seen all 4 parts of An Unearthly Child because during summer I went into massive collection mode and getting all the classic Doctor Who's, and I thought, you know what, let's collect them. I really enjoyed it because, contrary to Michael's beliefs, I think it's a good episode on how to start the greatest television sci-fi show in all time. I've seen in Adventure in Space and Time, they took a massive gamble to bring the show in. No bug-eyed monsters, no stuff like that. And I think it was a very good episode. So for me, I would put it in either A or B. myself.
The thing is, Xander, I don't know if you're aware of it, but we're talking about the whole serial, and yes, there's one great episode. As I'm saying,
but you're about the whole serial. I like it.
Yeah. So do I. Like, I agree with you, Xander. Like, the first.
No, everything involving the cavemen as soon as they get there is average at best.
Yes, it's average. But then, if you consider the first part, let's just say this: it's only 4 parts. The first part we said during the episode is fantastic, right? Like, it's 10 out of 10. And if you're saying the other 3 are average, then how does that pull us down by 5? At best, I think it's solid average throughout, except from the first episode, of course. And as I said it during the episode, I'm going to get to Tobi in a minute. Sorry, Tobi. I will get to you. I gave it a 7 personally, so I would personally say B. So depending on where Tobi ranks this, Tobi, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I just recently rewatched this episode because I just recently started a Doctor Who marathon for myself. I'm not going to explain how I do it, but basically I watch 1 episode per day, so that I have time for this. And I think the first part, as said before, is fantastic, no doubt. I think the other 3 parts take an interesting direction because the setting is so not boring but simple. It really gives us time to get to know the TARDIS team more and only have very simple side characters. And I think in part 2 this actually still works, kind of, but I think in the last 2 parts it kind of gets lost and we don't really get new information about the TARDIS team. And I like the idea, what they were going for, that with getting to know the TARDIS team better with less side characters, but I don't think it really worked overall completely. So I would put it also in B or C, more C.
Okay, so this is the thing is, if we had a 5th voice here, it'd be more divisive or decisive. Xander did say A or B, so technically it balances out higher.
Hang on. Alex has reviewed and said that he's only watched part 1 of An Unearthly Child, so that he would give it an S if it counted.
Episode 1, I would agree.
If it was individual things, he would put it as an S, but he hasn't seen the overall serial.
Okay.
So
Xander did say A or B. You guys said C. Tobi did say B or C. So I think lower B for this one, as episode's going to be. I think, are we all happy with that?
Yeah. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen that thing on Twitter where someone actually compared? It was like in one part of An Unearthly Child, he went to bash the caveman's head in with a stone.
Yeah.
And then at the end of Survival, he nearly did it with a master. So full circle.
Yeah. And
how's that for
talk about the TARDIS team, about what Tobi says. I think we mentioned in the review, Mike, how in the episode, in the serial as a whole, it was like Ian was more like the Doctor than the Doctor, and I think Tobi's point of just seeing the TARDIS dynamic, that was really good throughout the episode.
But that's not great though. That was one of the issues that I had, not to get into the weeds and start relitigating. Yeah, but really litigating the whole things we went over. But I didn't like that it was constantly like, "Oh, Ian, we need a strong man here. We are just 2 ladies, and we do not know what to do." You know.
Okay. Next.
I mean, it's 1963.
Exactly.
Susan was just annoying. It was I've broken my ankle. I can't do anything. I have to sit on the sidelines for the rest of the fucking episode.
It's unforgivable in the 5 Doctors, where Sarah Jane just falls over nothing. It's crap.
Exactly.
And that was in like the 80s.
That's comedy gold.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get onto the 5 Doctors in a bit. Next up is a rather controversial one. It's a very decisive one. Divisive, should I say. The Timeless Children / Ascension of Cybermen, other way round. Mike, I know you're very opinionated on this one. Do you want to go first?
I'm gonna lose this fight, but I would personally put it in an A, maybe in an S at a push. But I know fine well that nobody's going to agree with me on that one.
No, actually, do you know what? I'm on your side, Mike.
What?
I am not one of the people who thinks that this Timeless Children was absolutely rubbish because it retconned Doctor Who. Get a life, enjoy the show. If you don't like it, there's the door, quite frankly.
I should have released the compilation yesterday and just included that rant into the best moments.
The thing is, they redesigned the Cybermen. I loved it. We had a continuation of Ashad, who I still love his design because the Nightmare and Silver Cybermen are ridiculous. You even had the return of the 2006 Cybermen in Ascension of the Cybermen. They turn up, they've got the same voice again. I'm like, oh, brilliant!
So-
We've gone back to the good design.
So,
Cyber Warriors are
Xander-
really cool as well. Sorry, just to chime
Xander,
in with that.
Mike, where would you rank this, do you two think?
You know what? I'm going to go with an S then, and I'm going to stand with my
S?
convictions. Yep.
Yes, yeah, I
Okay.
agree with mine.
Toby?
Alex was also in agreement, sorry, as well.
Okay, Toby?
Okay, I personally think Ascension of the Cybermen, the first part, is brilliant, like really brilliant. I would put the first part in S.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. The second part, I don't have any issues with the plot overall. Also, not really much with the execution as much, but I think it's too talkative because essentially most of the episode is just spent between the Master and the Doctor talking. Then we see some flashbacks, but it's essentially a little too much talking for my taste. I think it would have been better if it's more incorporated in the story and not as separate as it was. So I would put this second part around B, so overall an A.
Okay, I do think this is rather average, so I would go high C, low B. But I think A, high A, to average it out. High A, low
Well,
C.
two of us said S. I'm just saying.
3 of us said S.
Well, you got 3 of us said S. So come on.
Me, Mike, and Alex said
Mike, I
S.
just want to say this. You're rating a 7.5 out of 10 episodes as, in your own words, an S. Whereas the room for like a 8 or a 9 or a 10. So, by definition, 7 should be B or...
Oh, am I not allowed to change my mind?
So S is, okay.
All the NMDs have stopped listening.
No, Mike, you literally said the other day it's a 7.5. You said it's weaker than part 1 and stuff like that. But if you want to rate an S, sure.
No, I said...
You might have rewatched it since then.
Well, we
Well,
have
I
2
have.
days. Oh, fine.
I have, but to be perfectly honest, I gave Ascension of the Cybermen an 8, which I think that's fine, maybe a little bit low. And the Timeless Children, I get the criticism, but the thing is, the criticism I think applies to the series overall, because I would argue that the problem is, if you take Fugitive of the Jadoon and the Timeless Children, the first one is all action and setup with no conclusion, and the second one is all answers with no action. So it's kind of it almost levels itself out in that way. And I have more of a problem with Fugitive of the Jadoon because everybody raves over it when all it basically does is go, ooh, questions, bye.
The Jadoon was good though. We had Captain Jack back.
Well, we'll get to that, I'm sure, later. But
Okay,
There we
so we've said on an S, of course, at the ends we can readjust if we have any major disagreements. But that's later on. The God Complex from Series 6. Guys, what are you thinking?
it's going to be very samey, but I would agree.
Actually, I'm just going to say now, don't let the no, I'm just going to say before you do anything, don't let the other episodes affect your ranking. So if you think an episode is better, don't rate it higher. Just rate what you think. Sorry, Mike, for cutting you off. I just want to...
Well, I was going to say the same as I did for Ascension and Timeless Children. Like, I joke, because enough of us said S that I think fair enough. But I said A or S, and I would say the same for the God Complex. I would say A or S. I'd be happy with either, depending on other people's opinions. Personally, maybe I'd give it an A. I just think it's a little bit shy of S tier. But I wouldn't be like, oh, it's not good enough if other people disagreed.
Okay, I'll just interject here, and I'll say I have rewatched it since our review of it. Originally it was a 7, now it's a 8. I'm thinking high B, low A. So I think I'm going to settle on a B as an 8 out of 10, or like high B. Tobi, Xander?
Yeah. The God Complex was the episode I was in. I was the guest in this episode, and I think in this episode we all very much agreed on basically everything. And I would just say the same, somewhere around A-ish it lands.
Okay. And Xander, did you give your opinion and rating and tier?
No, I would put it around about the C mark because I'm not one of the biggest fans of Series 6. To be honest, I mean, since buying the Steelbook, I do need to rewatch all of Series 6. I think I've even brought it with me to university. Hang on. Yes, I have. I brought Series 6 with me to uni, so I'll put it on my schedule to watch.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'd say about a B. But
I don't think it's super fair to judge an episode by the rest of the season, though.
We do have another person though. Alex has said that it's part of the field is shit. Put it on F because it's overrated.
Oh,
so
I am taking the executive decision here. B+. I think we all landed on A, B, and C. On an average, I think
B is probably the fairest. I would agree with you there.
B, B, C, F.
What was episode 4? I don't think I included because it was 2 minisodes. So that now we jump on to the 4th, well, technically 5th.
Hang on, did you include the episode that got removed from YouTube, by the way?
Yes, this is literally the one we're doing.
Or are
now.
you just not going to talk about that because it'll start Twitter beef?
Wait, what episode?
Human Nature, the Family of Bloods. We spoke about this in Beat the Chasers.
No, hang on. What episode?
It was going to be the Curse of Fatal Death and also Dimensions in Time, but I didn't include those. So moving swiftly on to, and I also didn't include the review of Daleks episode 1 that we did in the live special 1, I believe it was. So Human Nature, the Family of Blood. I'll go first. It's A out of 10. I'd say again high B, low A. I don't think it's as great as people say. I think part 2 isn't as good as part 1. What do you guys think?
Well, it's an S for me, but apparently a large swath of Twitter claims that's because I'm horribly racist, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But.
And the thing is, this is literally when Mike left Twitter, like about a month ago. So to the people that, if you are watching this, and you threw Michael off Twitter just because of his opinion, fuck you. Now, so just to put it blunt, I'm just going to say this. I understand the criticism. And Mike, when you did explain to me your perspective during an unaired section, I did disagree with you. As in, I do think the themes are bad, and I don't. Yeah. That being said, I'm obviously racism's bad, but I think that how it was incorporated into the episode was also bad in retrospect after having their perspective. And you disagreed, and I disagree with you. But I'm not saying you're a rampant racist. Absolutely not.
No, not at all. And that's the thing. I mean, there's got to be room for that level of subtlety. I don't personally think it's glorifying racism to support, not to even support, but to acknowledge that you like those characters. Yeah. As I said at the time, there's enough people that have got, profile pictures of the Joker, for example, or whatever, and it's not like you don't go and immediately tell everyone, delete your account, that guy murders people. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not really, and it's terrible. Racism's a horrible thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to show support along those lines or whatever. But the reason that I rate the episode highly has nothing to do with that. It's about it's, as I said in the review, it's more sort of Tennant's performance, particularly in the second part, and the whole kind of the tortured sort of I want to live but I can't, and then the Doctor sort of feeling the emotions afterwards, and I don't personally feel like
to bounce off of that. I don't think the themes and the criticism they're trying to bring up actually affect the score and that affect the story. It's just about your attachment to the characters, and if you don't like a character, that doesn't automatically make that story awful. Like saying it's not as good as people think, like saying it's like EF, like sure, if that's your opinion, who am I to judge? Because I think it's a B, while many people would say it's an S. But that being said, one thing, I said this to Luke, my mate, like Good Man Goes to War, and also another episode today, and I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning this. I was like, in my opinion, 20. This is to do with Kerblam. 20 minutes at the end doesn't bring the score down by like 7 points. I think you gotta find the balance of what was good, what was bad, and come to a cumulative score. Like I wouldn't go from an 8 to a 2 because of the last 10 minutes. I would maybe go from an 8 to a 7 or maybe to a 6.5, something like that. So I think people nitpick with Human Nature in terms of running really low because of that, but I do agree with the criticism that they did have. That being said, it doesn't affect my score because my score isn't as high as many other people's. I would go B. I think Michael and Xander, you said S.
Yes.
Tobi, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I haven't rewatched this episode. Like, did I ever rewatch this episode? I don't think so. And I think one of the reasons is because I actually fear that if I rewatch it, I probably won't like it as much as I remember it to. because my taste has very much changed since I watched it, and also like I absolutely love historic settings, but like this is not my era that I particularly enjoy of setting. So I don't think I would like it as much if I rewatch it, but we'll see if I ever do it. So for now, I would say A. I'd say.
Okay. So we got 2 S's, an A and a B. I think high A, guys.
Yeah, see, I was torn.
Okay, I keep forgetting you're going to be our liaison.
Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, sorry, Alex.
Alex
sorry,
will kill
Xander.
you.
Sorry, Alex.
So Alex has put that it's an 8 out of 5 out of 10. Really likes how he got Paul Cornell to adapt his novel from McCoy to David Tennant. He enjoyed it a lot, even though he doesn't like 10. It's very nostalgic, and Alex has put it as an A. And he has also reiterated by saying that he will kill you.
Okay,
so,
that's an A.
Let us know, yeah?
That's an A. Next up, we have... Thank you, Alex, for that.
That's just a visualization of what's going to happen.
Derek the Doorman, F. Okay. Now,
Derek
moving on
the
from Derek the Doorman.
Oh man, that wasn't included in the best bits, and that was one of the better random
damn,
runners.
it was,
Derek
wasn't
the Doorman.
Derek the Doorman. I had to slip that into the EWD podcast as well, just mentioning Derek the Doorman. Next up,
awesome.
from that to Stupid Sexy Flanders, we have the 5 Doctors.
That Rastafaria robot looks like he's wearing nothing at all.
Nothing. This one. I think.
Stupid sexy Flanders. Stupid sexy Raston.
Yeah. This is
Are you
Andrew
jumping straight in with
substitute. He's
your-
just singing. Yeah, I'll just jump in, interject. I would say it's 6.5, 6 maybe. I don't think it's as good as many people say it is. I think we criticised the episode a lot when we did talk about it, and I think the amount of criticisms that we did have for it doesn't constitute a high tier, in my opinion. So I would say C, high C.
Yeah, I'm more or less on the same page. I find it to be highly overrated. I think I understand why the kind of nostalgia period of people that were maybe a bit older or didn't really, if it's their first multi-Doctor story or whatever. But even then, I would argue that the 3 Doctors is an infinitely better story than the 5 Doctors. It's good. I'm not going to say it's bad. There's a lot to enjoy.
Robot, and we'll get Michael.
There's a lot to enjoy in it, but it is hugely overrated in the fan base, and I would say low B, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I think that's fair.
Landing on a low B for you, high C for me, or just I'm just going to say general C. To be honest,
Generally
Xander,
C, yeah.
Xander, Tobi.
I'd say between B and C. To be honest, I mean, I like anniversary episodes. I mean, I wasn't around in '83 when it first came out, but I watched it. I liked it.
Oh my God, I was around. I've just realised that.
Tom Baker got sucked up by a black triangle, so I don't wish we had a bit more Tom Baker.
Pulled him straight out of the uncompleted Sharda.
Sharda. Right. No, I wish we had Tom Baker in it, but BC. Alex, no opinion because obviously he hasn't seen it, and he's going to wait for the Blu-ray. So nothing from our experts.
So Tobi,
is it out on Blu-ray? No.
I have to confess, I haven't seen it either yet.
Okay. So you two said low B, I said high C, so I think B. Or Mike,
I think C. Okay. I'm happy enough to go with a C. To be honest,
I don't think
you
have the final. You have the final thing here because you were like teetering between the two.
I don't think C's bad either. By the way, I'm not saying it's terrible. I think C's still, it's still a pass. Basically, it's still a hit.
Now, I believe there's a 7th episode on this list. Well, technically 6, I believe, because we're 1 episode behind, or forward technically. I think it's Death of the Doctor, the Sarah Jane Adventures with DWG. I believe that was Series 1, Episode 11. So, Death of the Doctor. What do you guys think? I'll go next. What do you guys think?
I would go personally, having rewatched it recently-ish. It's better than I remembered, and I think I would probably go A, maybe S. I'm leaning towards S because out of the 2 Doctor appearances in Sarah Jane, I think it's the better one, even though I prefer Tennant's Doctor. So yeah, I think I would probably go with S for that one.
I concur with that. I'd go with an S. I think it's 9.
Likewise.
9.5. Alex?
Likewise, I love Katie Manning. She was
And Katie Manning, of
brilliant.
course.
Oh yes. Oh, the whole speech on the planet.
We've also got an S from Alex. We've got 4 S's.
Oh well,
And
this is looking pretty settled.
Toby, if you come up with an F here, first
Is
of
it
all,
Full House?
I mean, Toby, Full House.
Well, you're very lucky because I actually haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
No!
Bec-
What?
yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yes, by default and kill Toby.
You have to watch.
I
it.
never gotten around to actually get the series on DVD or Blu-ray because it's
Yeah.
They need to put it on
rather hard to
iPlayer or
import
something.
here.
Yeah.
And last time I was in London, I actually had the choice between buying all of Torchwood or all of Savage Jane Adventures, and I decided to Torchwood.
You made the wrong choice. I'm just saying that now.
No, the
But
series
I
one
actually,
is
I
bad.
actually haven't even finished Torchwood
So you
because
have chosen yes.
So you have chosen-
I stopped after the first series.
Oh dear.
And
Yeah,
I
I can't
never
blame you.
continued
It
since.
doesn't get good till series 2.
It's not bad, Torchwood, but it's not a patch on the Sarah Jane Adventures, even though it's
Sarah Jane
supposedly
Adventures is
kiddie.
consistently great. But I think me and Andrew
Yeah.
spoke about it in one of our recordings. I think it was episode 10 of the latest series, and we said one of the series was weaker than the others, but the other series were consistently very good. So I think, yeah, definitely Doctor is an S. Surgeon as a whole, probably an A, maybe a S, but that's for another day. Now, I believe it is Everything Changes, the series 1,
They
episode
take
1
that song.
of the Torchwood. Sorry?
They take that song, everything changes.
Shut
Oh, no,
up.
Torchwood. Okay, got you.
Shut up. Okay.
Shut it up.
Shut it up. Okay, Everything Changes. What do you guys think?
I would go. I think I would usually probably put it at a. I'd put it at a B. I almost want to go a little bit higher because of Indira Varma's performance at the end, but it's still not that great. So I think low B. I wouldn't drop it to a C, but yeah, low B for Everything Changes.
I would concur with that. I think I rewatched it shortly after the episode of yours went up, and I think I agreed with your ratings because I think it was like a 7, 7.5, and an 8, and I think you may have went lower or in the middle or something like that.
I think I was the higher, but like I said, I
okay.
think I was trying to justify it as that. I think the last sort of 10 minutes are fantastic.
Yeah.
And the twists I think I was the only one out of the people reviewing it that had watched it live, and I hadn't seen all the crazy twists and stuff coming, which would be nothing to anybody now. The kind of Captain Jack being immortal, or the really cool moment of him coming up in the lift and not being seen and stuff.
Yeah.
That was all really awesome watching it live at the time, but obviously it has much less impact if you're just watching it back now.
I would
yeah,
disagree
still.
there. I think the spoilers, not the spoilers, but just the live, I'm sure it was amazing, but I still really enjoyed this time around. I think it was a great introduction to Gwen Cooper. I think she put in one of her best performances in series 1 in this episode. I think it's maybe like a 7 or an 8, like exactly what you guys said. I think it's good. I think B would be fair, but Xander, Tobi, what are your thoughts? Xander?
B probably. It's not one of my favourite Torchwoods. I mean, I prefer Children of Earth. I prefer Countryside. I prefer Dead Man Walking, where he fights death.
Great episode.
End of Days, Exit Wounds. There's a lot I put above Everything Changes. I have to admit.
Yeah.
Alex hasn't seen it either, so no comment.
Okay, Tobi?
You need to watch it,
This
Alex.
is series 1, Tobi, so I think you must have watched this.
Yeah,
The very first one,
I
yeah.
have watched this episode. I think it's not a bad introduction to Torchwood as in series, but I think it's a little boring at times. I think it's a little slow at times. But I absolutely love the last 10, 8, 10 minutes, whatever. They are brilliant, but the middle part I think is a little hanging down. So I would
completely agree.
put B.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've all settled on B, really, haven't we?
Yeah. Okay, next up, Michael's Baby. It is literally, I don't know what this is called, but it's the class episode 1 of
For Tonight We Might Die.
For Tonight We Might Die.
I haven't seen this, so
Okay.
good point.
No, not me.
Okay,
I'm out.
Michael, duel your sword, or get your sword out.
It's disgusting that you all haven't watched it.
Xander, has Alex said anything in the chat? If not, we'll go to her after.
Nothing yet, but just give.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he has. He's seen it. It's the only episode he's seen. So 10 out of 10.
Okay, so that must be an S.
Yeah, S for me as well. 10 out of 10 as I gave it at the time.
I'm just going to take the bullet. I would say high C, so I'll just put an A. Personally. Okay. What?
How can you? What?
I gave it Michael. I gave it a 7 out of 10. You put a 7 in bloody S, man. I am being realistic. I am saying a 7 out of 10 is B, and I'm
not objecting to it being an A. I'm just saying C. You think For Tonight We Might Die is on the same level as the 5 Doctors?
No. I would put it in high C, low B. Okay, cool. I'd say low B. I would say
we'll stick it in A, but I do recommend everybody that hasn't seen Clash should watch it because it's really good and the pilot is one of the best episodes. And it has the 12th Doctor in it.
Yes. Guys, what is the next episode we did? Michael, could you please verify? Because I don't want to go into the YouTube page because I got this.
I don't. I don't remember. It may have been A Christmas Carol, but I'm not 100%. Let me just double check.
I think, okay, so Sergeant Adventures was episode 7. And then it was
I'm on it.
Then it was Torchwood episode 8. Then it was Class episode 9. Then it was A Christmas Carol episode 10. Xander, you should know this. This is
A Christmas Carol, yeah.
Okay, Michael.
I've got it up just in case any of you bloody forget.
Michael, I'm just saying this now. You said it was average earlier off air. But you did give it a 7 out of 10. Again, you may have rewatched it, so I'll take that.
I was bullied into giving it a 7 out of 10, to be fair.
Michael,
I was going to give it a 6 or a 6.5.
You gave it a 6 and a 6.5, and then we bullied you up to a 7. Do you want to go first? What are your thoughts on it now, looking back?
I still think it's overrated, but it's not terrible. I would be... I'd be happy to place it in B, but I certainly wouldn't go any higher than B. So that's where I think it would land. It's average to good, but it's not the sort of 10 out of 10 that a lot of people make it out to be.
Right. Before Xander goes, I think we should give Toby the second go around this time. Toby, what are your thoughts on A Christmas Carol?
Yeah, I think A Christmas Carol is, as an episode, very good, but it's not quite a good Doctor Who episode, if you understand what I mean.
Yes,
it's like... Yeah, okay. And because I think because it's a great episode overall, I think I should just be a little positive now and put it in A. It's not quite S material for me because like it's not something.
No, stop shaking the bloody picture. Sorry.
No, I'm just making sure that people watching know what we're talking about. Because otherwise they're just looking at something. Sorry, Toby, go for it.
It's not something I would put on if I were like in the mood for watching something Doctor Who related, but it's something I would put on if I would watch something very Christmassy. So, A.
Is it an A, Xander? It's okay. Xander, what your
No,
thoughts?
no, we're breathing. We're breathing.
That was a heavy breath. Okay, Xander, what are your thoughts on A Christmas Carol?
S-class, and it's the best Christmas special out of all of Doctor Who, and anyone who doesn't think so is going to get eaten by my Royal Mail shark.
Yes. Alex, Xander, does...
Alex also says S. 10 out of 10, he's on my side.
I also say SS.
Good.
3
so
S's, an A,
who's getting eaten by my shark, then?
I mean, we could drop it down to A.
Do it, you'll get eaten.
We've got 3 S's, 1 B, and an A.
No.
So I'll put a low S. Low S.
Yeah, I would say keep it in S personally, even though I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you may as well.
Yes. Now, next Christmas special that we've done, Twice Upon a Time. And you can say now, I rewatched this rather recently. I'd personally say like a 9 out of 10. I'd say high A. I would personally put an S.
I would put it in an S as well, as I discussed at the time. Yeah.
Xander, was that an S?
Ditto. Yeah.
Ditto. Okay. Toby.
Oh no.
It gives it an F.
No, it's not that bad. I don't like it as much. Well, mostly because I really hate the first Doctor in this story completely. It's just so awkward.
Toby, I just want to interject here. I had this same conversation with someone else on Twitter. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I just want to say now the characterization of the First Doctor is very similar to how William Hartnell First Doctor's was. All the quotes, so like Spring Clean and also Smacked Bottom.
Really good Smacked Bottom.
Yeah, these are quotes from episodes, and I think people choose to ignore this. I'm not saying you do, but I think like the Classic Who fanatics who say Moffat disrespected the First Doctor, I think they're talking out their backside. I think it's not true at all.
Did he just? The Smacked Bottom bit came from the Web Planet, which is crap.
Yes, thank you.
It's in the Dalek Invasion of Earth as well, by the way.
Seen it, and I'm not going to.
Earth, yeah. Okay, Toby, do you want to finish?
No, it's not actually that I don't think it's accurate. I just think it's kind of not a good choice to portray the First Doctor in that way, because it makes it kind of looking in the past, but negatively, if you know what I mean.
I disagree. I think it has a story function, personally.
It came from the 60s. This was when,
No, but I do agree with this because Day of the Doctor, it looked back at all of them in a positive light, and then I do agree with the criticism. I don't personally, I wouldn't factor that into one of my notes for criticism, but I do agree with what you're saying. Like Day of the Doctor, that was very positive towards all of them. This one chose to make there was a nice moment between Bill hugging the First Doctor. That was a lovely moment. You're awesome. Stuff like that. And about him not being the Doctor for awesome. But them not looking at the positives.
Can I just jump in and say that supposedly, if you're talking about like, looking on the character positively and everything, the Three Doctors has the First Doctor literally call the other two a dandy and a clown.
Yeah.
How is that not disrespectful?
Exactly.
Yeah, the difference.
You're my replacements. Dandy
the difference is.
Hello, I can speak.
Yay.
Hello there.
Hello, Alex.
Good to hear my voice. So I'm just gonna read my review from the chat. Okay, I know I'm gonna get counted for this, but Twice Upon a Time is one of the specials which has that charm, which works as a multi-Doctor story and a Christmas themed story as well. And since we just see the events of the epic series 10 finale, and we know the 12th Doctor is about to regenerate, but he is going to regenerate almost at the same time as the First Doctor because the timelines get mixed up. So I do like the connections with that, and I like how it's connected to the 10th planet. And about that story, I do love the recreated scenes.
Yes.
Yeah, and about the sexism, I mean, if you ignore, it was the bloody 1960s. So if you ignore it in modern days, I can tell that it's really fun. So it's a 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Do you think that would be a B?
B, yeah, B works.
Okay.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one. Very underrated, and it doesn't actually deserve the hate. But
absolutely not. No. Agreed.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable if you ignore the sexism.
Yeah.
Standard 1960s.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't even think you have to ignore it. I made this point on the thing, but as I say, I think a lot of people say, and the thing that I object to is people saying, it's there just purely to criticize the First Doctor, it's bad writing. And it's not. It's good writing. Because it leads, the key scene is kind of when he says the whole, you're going to get a smacked bottom, and then the 12th Doctor looks embarrassed and sort of says, we'll never talk about it again. And Bill's like, no, I hope we talk about it lots of times. Yes. It literally serves the 12th Doctor's character. That's good writing, not bad.
Yeah,
so
I actually agree on that point. And sorry, I also do like the Dalek. I also do like the Dalek Invasion of Earth reference. The good one, Moffat.
Yeah.
Continue.
Toby, I was going to come back to you originally. Final thoughts?
I want to say something about, I don't know who said it, but someone said, the Doctor just insulted another Doctor in the Three Doctors as, I don't know what exactly it was. And I think there's a key difference between the Doctors insulting each other, because that's just something that's kind of a given, because it's something that has tradition from the beginning to now, that the Doctors just sometimes insult each other. That's just something that just happened to be along the line, and it's just continuation. But this is not the 12th Doctor or something talking about how the First Doctor is kind of sexist.
Yes, it is. That's exactly the point of the joke.
No.
Let's just hear him out. Please, just hear him out. Let him talk.
It's the First Doctor actively showing it very clearly, and then afterwards the 12th Doctor talks about this. There's a difference between insulting the other Doctors just for the funs or reacting to something that happened. And that's the difference for me.
Okay, yes.
Can I reply to that? Because I have got to reply to that. Which
One
is that
time, go for it.
you could still argue that the writer of the 3 Doctors was writing the First Doctor badly. I could still say, well, that's disrespectful because why was the First Doctor so angry and insulting? You know what I mean? It's no different. It's in service of the story and the other Doctors involved.
Guys, I don't want to stay on the 5 Doctors for more than 10 minutes, which we have done. So, Tobi, I think me, you, as in me, you, Michael, and also Xander, we settled on an S. You, Alex, gave it a B, so that kind of drops it down a high. Low S. Tobi, what is your score?
I don't put it at F or something because other things are great in the story, so it's not like this whole story is destroyed by this.
Yeah.
But also in other things, I think the story is kind of a little bit messy, but a good kind of messy, I would say. So I would also put it at B.
Okay, I think a high A is agreeable for all. Yeah, I'm happy with A.
It makes sense. Yeah. I don't agree, but it makes sense.
I don't think it's a
happy
10 out of
with
10. Awesome. I don't think so. A 10 out of 10. So next up is the Live Special 3 review that we did of Revolution of the Daleks. Guys, where do we start? Alex, do you want to go first this time since you just joined us?
Yes. Right. So, question 1. Was the hype worth it? Yes. And did it live up to my expectations? 50-50, but I'm so happy. So, about this story, it's amazing. Probably Jodie's best so far, and Chibnall's best. So we had like 4 fire episodes in a row. So like 4 great episodes in a row. So yeah, this one would go into S because since everyone knows that I'm a Remembrance of the Daleks fanboy, instantly S because it has the Dalek Civil War idea back. Thank you, Chibnall. It's really obvious that he's trying to bring back some classic Who elements so it doesn't really feel left out. Yeah, it's great. And about the prison stuff, I wasn't expecting Jack to be in the prison, so that was fun. Real fun stuff. And the story is great as it progresses. The music is also great and amazing, and I love everything about it. So, as 10 out of 10.
Okay, that's an S from Alex. Let's go in this order. Xander, what are your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. I like the new design of the Daleks. I like the fact is that we had Jack back. I'd say S as well.
Okay. Let's go Tobi again. Tobi, what are your thoughts?
I think the first half is killer. The first half is totally an S. I think it kind of falls down in the second half. Not too much, but it's... I'd say... Well... I just don't like the way everything resolved itself.
This is
that much.
Yeah, to bounce off that, me and Michael, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Michael, obviously, but we did agree at the time that the resolution wasn't the best, and it was quite disappointing.
Yeah, but I think it's cleverer than a lot of the times that it's kind of, and then we'll just brush the whole army away. Like, I think I prefer the way, despite it being an NMD type nitpick, I prefer that at least it was cleverly set up, and it makes more sense, for example, than the Timeless Children does to the Cybermen, when it's just like, this isn't an insurmountable threat, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 minutes into the second episode, never mind, they're gone. It's like, that bugs me a lot more.
Okay, Tobi, anything else, and a tier from you?
No, not anything else, but I would put it in an A.
Okay. Michael, where would you put it?
I wouldn't be mad at an A. I would personally, the petty part of me wants to knock it down to an A because I just really object to the whole being on New Year's Day instead of Christmas Day thing. But having rewatched it now a couple of times...
Sorry. There's also one issue I have with this. Why didn't they confirm that it was a child that she was? And why didn't they answer that?
Yeah, well,
Too
Well, they-
complex.
Is it shorter or not?
Let's just
They
say
have
it's
already.
shorter. Yeah. I'm just headcanon is shorter. It looks very much like shorter.
Oh, the
Yeah.
prison, I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
what you saying? An S or an A?
As I was saying, I will, having watched the actual content of the episode itself, I think it's an S. The bitter part of me is upset about when it aired, but that's got nothing to do with the actual content of the episode, which I think is brilliant. So yeah, definitely an S for me.
Okay, it's going in low S. I would personally give it an A. It's an 8 out of 10. It'd probably be in the middle of A. Probably is higher than Human Nature's Family of Blood, lower than Twice Upon a Time. I'd give it an 8. But yes, it's the votes that count. So it is indeed S. Next up, we have Children of Earth.
Okay, I'm actually not coming on this. I'm just gonna go absent for the
Okay.
Torchwood ones.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Let's go. I'll just get my thoughts out of the way. Overrated, but still very good.
Oh no!
It's
No.
overrated.
No,
Guys,
no.
no. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, so you guys, people say 10 out of 10. Michael, you did not give it a 10 out of 10. You gave it a 9 out of 10, okay? So when I also say 9 out of 10, you can't have a go at me because it's overrated in the sense that it's not a 10. Okay? A lot of people say it's a 10. Episode 2 dragged. Episode 3 wasn't the best. Episode 1, 4 and 5, fantastic. Okay? Cool. 3 out of 5 episodes, really good. 2 episodes, drag a little bit, don't add much to the plot. Again, sound effects, I do not appreciate that, but you sure have a laugh. I am very passionate about this, and Mike, you did say episode... Xander, please turn that off. And Michael, you did say episode 2 dragged as well, so do not come at me saying, ooh, yes, 10 out of 10, when you literally rated it out of 9 and you criticised it a ton. That's my fault. I will give it... I'll say an S. I'll say an S. It's still an S. I'm just saying...
So you say it's an
not...
S and yet it's overrated?
Yes!
I don't think you understand what overrated means, okay? But all right.
What the hell do you mean? Oh, I'm not saying anything. You guys are just on my nerves now. Guys, you two specifically. Xander, what are your thoughts?
Yes, hands down, nothing wrong with it.
I mean, there are for sure. Mike.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and you're coming at me about the criticisms, which literally amounted to me only criticising, I think, parts of episode 2 and 3. But if you're looking at it as an overall narrative, I mean, I wouldn't review a movie and say, you know, oh, part 1 of the first 20 minutes of this movie are this rank, and then the next 20 are this rank. And Children of Earth as a story is a 5-piece overall thing, which, because of particularly what happens in episode 4 and 5, is an absolute 10 out of 10 overall. Which, you know, I probably should have given it at the time, but, you know, that in retrospect, I guess, being hindsight being 50-50, whatever. But yeah, S, it's just, I mean, the performances in episode 4 and 5 are unmatched anywhere in Doctor Who and not many places in TV, so it's got to be an S for me.
Toby?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, of course, yes.
Season 3.
Okay, so we'll go S. Where are you guys thinking? High S or low S? Or mid S?
Does it matter?
Yes. The tier list videos always put the best at the top and then the worst kind of at the bottom.
I didn't realise we've been doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, top. Of the ones that are there, it's definitely above any of those in my eyes, anyway.
Okay. We'll chuck that in S. My blood pressure is going down. I'm relaxed again.
I haven't seen this one. I mean, I remember watching bits of it, but overall I forgot about it. I remember it being very enjoyable. I mean, yeah, it is talent, but he's better in this one than his Doctor Who TV counterpart. So, like, I mean, he's cool. So, yeah, I would chuck it in, like, low S or high A. Somewhere there.
Okay, so your memory's not the best, but you still gave it like an A. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually really fun when I watched it as a youngling. So you know, chuck it in there.
Okay, Michael, your thoughts?
Yeah, don't hate me for it, but I would go A purely because I don't think part 1 has any real point, frankly. It's an awful lot of treading water and plotting.
Didn't you
before
guys
we
just have a
actually
go
get-
at me for saying that about episode 2 and episode 3 of Children of Earth?
No.
Well, you did, but okay, carry on.
Oh yeah.
No, 'cause-
Also, hang on. Sorry. Fun fact: this was actually David's last filmed TV Doctor Who.
Yeah, we talked about it in the
Fun
episode.
facts,
I think.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but it's a good point. It's a good fact to know.
Yeah, I
Michael?
think it's actually a great send off for like Tennant's contract to film that at the end after his
Especially
regeneration.
with Elizabeth Sladen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, Karen?
No, the difference that I was going to say was that the more slow parts of Children of Earth in isolation don't look great, but then you realise what they're there for the overall whole of the story. Whereas it seems like the first part of Wedding of Sarah Jane is literally we're treading water because we haven't got our story starting until the very end of part one. And if you compare it to Death of the Doctor, which I think both parts work perfectly together and there's one overall story, whereas there's things in part one of Wedding of Sarah Jane that go nowhere. The eBay posted alien thing that they're chasing around and stuff like that. It's just it hasn't got anything to do with anything. Quickly, just for the sake of argument, if I was rating it off the writer, it would obviously be an F, just a personal level. But ignoring that for a second, I don't think he's that good of a writer either, and I think part one is frankly not very good.
Gareth
wrote it?
Roberts?
Yeah.
No, not the transphobe. No,
Yeah.
no. Okay, so like if you ignore the transphobe, it's fun. If you keep thinking of him, then it's shite.
I mean,
Yeah.
completely agree. And talking about Michael, you literally just said you don't think he's that good of a writer. I agree.
Yeah.
I think his first outing was the Shakespeare Code, which I didn't think is the best. Maybe like a 6.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's solid. Then it was the Unicorn and the Wasp, which I
I
think
do
is
like that
fantastic.
episode. If you ignore the fact of who wrote it, I do think it's a pretty good episode. Unfortunately,
Yeah. Like you said during the recording, many other people made the episode. Okay. Like,
Yeah, of course,
Yes,
yeah.
the writer's crap, sure, but the episode itself, I think a lot of people would agree, really good. Fantastic.
Yeah, really good, really good one.
Yeah.
Real good.
I will also point out that he supposedly co-wrote The Caretaker with Moffat, and it's also
And
shite.
also, didn't he also write Planet of the Dead? Co-wrote
He
with
also
Russell T
co-wrote
Davies.
Planet of the Dead, but I quite like that one.
That was good.
I think it was solid. It wasn't the best, but yeah, sure, I'll go.
I'm
with
going to
good.
pretend that the majority of what I like about that must have been Phil Ford, who
Yeah.
co-wrote it.
And the
Whoever it
Caretaker,
was, it may have been Russell T.
average.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Toby, and then we'll go Xander. Toby first.
I haven't seen Wedding of.
Oh, of course,
Sarah
Jane Adventures, yes. Maybe next week, hopefully you've seen that. Xander, your thoughts?
I like it, but end of the day, it's only going to be like a B or a C for me. And actually, I remember this one because obviously I was still raging war with Royal Mail. Why didn't you put that in the best moments? I had a massive
I'm
rant
sorry.
on Royal Mail.
The amount of people who messaged me about being left out of that bloody thing, and I didn't even do it. Andy messaged me complaining about not being in there enough.
Andrew messaged me, but
It's fine. I
I'm
don't
not going
mind
to say it was like a 24-minute video. We could be here
We'll
all day.
maybe do some more in future, hopefully. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, B or C. End of the day, I prefer a lot of other
Yeah.
episodes like Nightmare Man or
Oh yes.
other stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that because I think part 2 in isolation I would put as an S, but I think part 1 drags it down because
Oh,
it's.
would we all
It's
agree
like-
on a mid or A for this one?
Yeah, sure.
Mid or A?
Middle to low, yeah, sure.
Is it okay that I start first on the next one? Because this one, it
I think
was
you
my
started the last couple
my
anyway, but
story.
yeah, Ark in Space, you can go for it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so since season 12 is my favorite season, favorite Tom Baker season, of course.
My favourite personal season of the whole classic show.
This one's amazing. Straight out 10 out of 10. I really love how this is the inspiration of Alien. I really love this one. It's incredible. I love the wearing. The concept is amazing. And I love how this begins an arc in season 12. Like a long trip throughout different planets without the TARDIS. So, I like that. It actually brings back that charm which the John we had, and right at the end of this era, he just got the TARDIS fixed. So, I like that they're trying to also revisit a bit of Pertwee's era taste again.
Okay, so I'm presuming that's an absolute S for you then.
Yes, high us.
And I just want to say I completely agree with you. Dodgy effects, I'm sure we'll
This
all
one's
agree with.
amazing. I
But
actually
it's a
watched.
fantastic
I
story.
actually watched the new version, the CGI version. It works better with the new CGI version, and it looks.
Oh, do you know what?
I
I
forgot to say,
completely
Blu-ray
don't.
box set. Yeah, I got the Blu-ray box set, so you know.
I've got the Blu-ray box set as well, and I keep completely freaking forgetting to do that. I was literally just having this conversation with Will because I was like, I watched Terror of the Autons and the special effects are terrible. Then I was like, oh crap, I'm looking at the special features and there's an enhanced special effects thing I didn't turn on.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Great
I
job.
actually got season 8 as well. I got season 4 before season 8, so yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's actually part of the best Tom Baker season, so you know, chuck it in higher.
I chuck it in S as well, Michael. Let's go Xander first. Xander next. Xander?
Yeah.
What episode is this?
The Ark in Space.
Yeah.
Ooh. The episode where the enemy was bubble wrap.
Yes.
Bubble wrap.
And we know how you feel about Royal Mail and bubble wrap.
I can't wait for Kerblam.
It's a good episode. I like the Ark in Space. The we're in good creatures. Baker's speech about the human race and everything is good. I always love it as well when he takes the piss out of Harry. Even Revenge of the Sidemen, wrong episode, but still Revenge of the Sidemen is brilliant. It's like Harry, did you cause that landslide? Well, yes, I did, Doctor. Harry Sullivan is an imbecile. I love that one.
Yeah.
No, it's an A-B episode for me.
Hi,
So we have
low
PS as 1A. Please, Toby, save us.
Xander, what are you thinking, A or B?
A. Go on then.
Okay, and
Oh, Toby,
Toby, and then Michael. Toby?
Yeah, I really don't have. I watched Ark in Space, so I can say that, but I don't remember it too much. I really have to rewatch it. But I remember really liking the setting and really liking the way, not the way it told its story, but the setting, but also the overall vibe of the story. And it's really something that really speaks to me personally, that I just really enjoyed this type of stories, and I think it executed it good, what it was trying to do, and yeah, I put it in S.
Okay, Michael, I know you're gonna put this.
It's an F. I hear it. It's just one of the worst stories I've made, dude. I mean, it's just gonna go. No, come on. Without wanting to repeat myself, because I've bored everybody to death. It was one of the, if not the first Doctor Who I ever saw. I love it. I completely adore it. I'm aware the special effects.
No. Above Torchwood, please.
I would say above Children of Earth. Yeah,
Yes.
I did at the time.
Okay, Michael, do you want to wrap things up? Oh, is that
Yeah,
it?
as I was
Okay.
saying, well, I've been through it 100 times. It's personally a story. I know it has flaws, but I don't care. It's the Intermission for Alien part was great. The acting's brilliant. That big speech is great. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that the thing that's going around at the moment, which is to use 4 non-Doctor Who pictures to describe your favourite story. And the one that I did was I posted a picture of an Ark, outer space, the movie Alien, and then some green bubble wrap. Because this is probably my favourite overall story. It's a tie between this and City of Death, I think, for my overall favourite classic story.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
fantastic stuff.
Right.
Guys, I'm going to move on to Asylum of the Daleks next.
Oh god.
And I think this is where it's going to be the most split.
So this is if this is free for all, then I'm gonna start. Sorry, all.
Yeah,
But
sure.
like, this is the one which drained the entire show's history of Dalek designs. Why?
No, okay.
Okay, hang on. So this is the one which drained the entire show's history, and everyone knows who wrote this. Why did Stephen Moffat do this? I don't know. He basically just likes draining every drip of the show's history.
To be fair, it was undone immediately, dude.
Yeah, the fact he wasted potential. He just grabbed all existing classic Dalek props and just drained the entire history and almost killed it. But okay, it's actually now mediocre. I would say a D. Because I have that nostalgia filter which saves it, so you know. And the hype for it was also pretty cool, so yeah. I mean, I'd give it a solid D.
Okay. There is, let's go for Michael this time. Michael?
Oh, don't come to me.
Oh,
I'm
God,
torn.
yeah.
I was It's so weird because it was one of the ones that I told you the first time I watched it. It was my 30th birthday. Maybe I was just in a really good mood because I was like 10 out of 10 when I first saw it. It was brilliant. And then watching it back, I think I dropped it to like an 8.
It was an 8.
But I was on the fence about it. It was already kind of like, it's not quite as, it hasn't got the sheen that I thought it did in my memory. And I've rewatched it since because I was so on the fence about that. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to watch it without the pressure of reviewing. And I don't think it is all that great, to be perfectly honest. I see the flaws in it a heck of a lot more now. I still don't think it's bad, and I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as Alex is saying. It would still be a low B, but that's probably the best I could offer you, I'm afraid, for that one.
I just want to say we did criticize it a lot, yet we did we outweighed the negatives with all the positives a lot of the time. I would just say B, strong B. Let's go Tobi, then Xander. Tobi, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like this episode. Well, I think the whole first part with the Dalek and the Parliament and whatever, I think it's okay. It's a lazy setup, but if the later part would have worked, I could have just overlooked it. But it's just sort of a strange vibe the story is giving me, because I don't really see what it's really going for. I just think it's just going into very many different directions at once, and it just never really cared to really decide for one, because I actually quite like the sort of more not horror but kind of horror vibe with the whole graveyard kind of thing. I quite like this, but then we have this whole Oswin thing that's just popping in nowhere, and it completely destroys the horror vibe and makes it more into
Jenna Common bumps my score by 1.
I was just about to say, I almost forgot. I'm going to go up to an A just for the red dress.
I am also going to increase my score to an A just because of Jenna Coleman. Oh, yes. But yeah, Tobi, what do you think?
And then we have this whole kind of comedy divorce thing that's also just playing alongside somewhere like comic relief, even though it's supposed to be a horror story, now with a mystery as well. I just think it's messy. I just think it's trying too much to...
Very messy, yeah.
And I would put it at C.
Okay, so we got one...
Yes.
Okay.
I'm nice.
Okay, I actually changed my mind real quick. I would also give it a C. I think I was being too harsh on it.
Okay.
I mean, I at least I think it deserves a C. I mean, yeah, the overall plot is shit, but you know, nostalgia saves it. The nostalgia is key and the hype.
The overall plot is shit.
I don't think the overall plot shit, and I would also say, all joking aside, I would say probably I would go up to an A, because as I'm remembering it, I think the end, perfectly feeds into the horror kind of idea, and the kind of shock about who Oswin really is and everything is. I mean, those last scenes are just so well acted and well done. So I personally really like the divorce subplot that everyone has a problem with.
Agreed.
So I'm going to A, actually.
I like the divorce subplot, but I think it's the wrong episode to do this. I would have wished it.
I wouldn't do it in Dinosaurs on the
else.
Spaceship. I would not do Dinosaurs on the Spaceship. Oh, there's a dinosaur. We're breaking up.
Oh
no.
God! No!
Guys.
I actually think that is one of Chibnall's worst, even worse than than Series 11 Episode 5, because I can't pronounce the Episode 5 name. It's worse than that episode, okay?
To Saranga Conundrum. I think Arachnids is worse than Saranga. But guys, we haven't got to Xander yet. Xander. We got 2 C's and 2 A's. Where are you putting this?
For Asylum of the Daleks?
Yes.
B, right in the middle.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll go with B for that one. Again,
Let's
another
go B,
tangent.
yeah.
I think...
initial thing.
Mike, I think that's fair, yeah?
That's initially what I said. I think that's fair.
Okay.
I'm torn between A and B, so that makes sense.
Guys, I'm not even going to ask for your opinions on this one.
What is it?
Remembrance of the Daleks, S. Are we universal with that?
S, 10 out of 10. It's the best any story ever made.
And anyone who disagrees will be exterminated.
Tobi, I swear to God. Not Tobi, Michael, I swear to God.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you that it's a 10 out of 10.
There
Is
we
it
go.
better than the Ark in Space or Children of Earth?
Yes.
I'll chuck
It's
it
not.
in between. I think it's better than Children of
What
Earth.
the fuck did you just say, Michael? What the fuck?
He just said
No.
Children of Earth is better.
It's still a 10 out of 10. I'm just saying it's not
Exterminate.
better.
Exterminate. Okay, guys, let's keep this civil. Toby, what do you think? S, A, B.
Yeah.
S.
Okay.
Yeah.
S.
Just keep
It
it.
is. It is the best Doctor Who story ever made, and it's my favorite one. And I love Sylvester McCoy. He's my favorite Doctor
I
ever.
think it's the
I
best
wouldn't go
classic Who
so
story.
far.
I think.
Yeah.
No.
I would go as far. Except
It's definitely not the best
It's-
classic Who story.
I think it's the best classic Who story. It's
No.
fantastic.
No.
What would you say the best classic Who story is, Toby?
I have a weird affection for the early First Doctor historical stories, so I would really go into kind of Marco Polo and.
Oh, get out!
I just love these kind of historic adventures. It's
You
just-
probably also love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. You've got
No, I
The
don't.
best classic Who story of all time.
long
Marco Polo.
periods of walking places.
No, I
it's
don't. I
his
don't
opinion.
like Lord of the Rings. I don't like it at all.
Oh, guys, let's move
I'm
this
just
on.
pulling your chain.
Yeah.
I'm just happy.
He likes being on people's legs and pulling on people's chains. That tells you a lot about him. Anyway, let's go on to the next which is my words I can't articulate today.
One.
Kerblam.
Right.
What
Okay.
are you thinking?
So,
Hang on. Let's go with Xander first. Xander first.
yes.
As
He is the one
variety.
who's
Yep.
patents.
Xander.
Kerblam I'm going to put in an A. It was one of the saving graces for Series 11, and for me it's only one of 4 episodes that really shined out, the others being Rosa, Demons of the Punjab, and the... Hang on a minute.
Who felt Earth?
No.
Witchfinders?
No.
No, the Witchfinders is crap.
Monument. Yes, Monument.
Hang on. Rosa? Punjab, Kerblam.
The Witchfinders is dreadful.
It takes you away. That's it.
Oh, it takes you away. It's so overrated shite.
It's
Get
about
out of
four
there.
episodes.
No, it takes you away. It's
I
dreadful.
said that.
Get
Silence
out.
in court. Silence in court. The judge is talking.
The thing is, he actually
I
is
know-
one.
I said silence. Talking. I know a friend who knows the girl who was in that episode.
Nice.
The actual blind girl. My friend knows her.
Well, that
Okay.
certainly improves the fact that the script's terrible then.
What are
Michael.
you doing? Why are you trying to code the website? Don't.
Yeah, I know. I accidentally inspected element. Is it still appearing on your screen? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes, it's here now.
Right.
So
Yes, Kerblam
Xander.
for me is an A because it was one of the 4 saving graces. And yes, I am including It Takes You Away. Next.
I wish I could take you away.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can yank on your
You want to
chain.
have a go? I've got the bloody Royal Mail
He also
shark.
take you away to
I
yank
am
on your chain and pull on your leg. Let's go Toby next. Toby, then
I've got
Alex,
the Royal
then
Mail
Michael.
shark, mate.
Toby, what are your thoughts, mate?
Okay. I think Kerblam was good, not very good, but good. I think the ending. I'm not talking about this whole the Doctor is defending Space Amazon, but I think that ending is a bit too bombastic. I'd say. I don't think it fits very much the story, in my opinion. But I really liked the overall set design and everything, and
Yeah.
how they built. Well, it's Space Amazon, but how they built it with all the creative ideas they had. I really love this set design, and the story was okay. It did what it had to do to build around all this Space Amazon stuff, and I think it did its best with the setting it could do. I don't think it could have done much more with the setting, but I think the setting just doesn't give away a fantastic S-tier story. I just don't think it's that type of setting. So I would put it in an A.
Okay, 2 A's there. Let's go with Alex next. Alex.
Right. I would need a few moments of silence because I need to express my thoughts on this. So,
Okay.
first I'm gonna name it how I'm going to name it from now on. The Robots of Death 2, Electric Boogaloo, the guest starring Amazon robots, and This one's amazing, and as Xander said, this is one of the saving graces of Series 11. Series 11 is indeed underrated, but I still prefer Series 12. Overall, I do like the Jodie era, so 10 out of 10. Just chuck it there.
Okay, Michael, and I know your thoughts. Don't put in S just because S. Just
No, I was going to do the exact opposite. I was going to say it's surprising, because I would have thought that I as the biggest blooming Jodie Whittaker fan most of the time, I would normally be the one defending stuff. But I personally think it's a B. I think we're all gaslit into thinking it's an A because it's surrounded by such poor other episodes. But I don't think it's good enough to claw its way to A. For me, it's a B. I will quickly say, even though he's not here, that Andy also didn't get the chance to review it on the podcast, but loves the episode, and he would have said it was a 10 out of 10 and an S. I think B, but
Didn't he
if
say
everyone
8.5?
else did he? Well,
He said 8.5, so that could be an A, like 9 plus is like S.
An A,
I would say,
yeah.
But it's up to him, but he's not here, unfortunately. But
yeah,
Michael?
I know he loves it though. He has said it's like one of his favorite, and it's certainly his favorite of Series 11 and everything. But I don't. Yeah, having watched it a couple of times again since, it's kind of like it's good, and I love Jodie and anything, and it looks great and everything. But yeah, it's not an A quite for me. It's a B. But if people are saying A, I'm happy to go with it for supporting my girl. So.
Well, I think it's a 6.5. I think it's just shy of that 7 good mark. I think, Michael, you watched it twice for the review, and one time you gave it 6.5, one time you gave it a 7. What would you land on? Well, I think you said you rewatched it a couple more times. What would you land on now, do you think?
Well, I would go with the lower option. I would go 6.5. I think 6.5 is fair.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go quite so low as a 6. I think 6.5 is pretty much exactly bang on word with it.
Personally, I'd put it low. I put low B, high C, but low B. Mike, you said B. You guys, one said S, and the other two said A, I believe. So should we put mid to low B, A?
I'll stick it in A because I was.
I mean,
was happy to go with it.
That's actually generous enough. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I will not be accepting any slander around Kerblam, please. Thank you.
I mean, the final 50 minutes are dreadful. They just are. That the conveyor, well, in my opinion, of course, the conveyor belt scene onwards is dreadful. The death was not necessary. The direction on the thing was dreadful. The ending didn't make sense.
You're just gonna get Alex to either leave the stream or kill you. Let it go, dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
kill you.
We're gonna land on a low A for
right.
that. Right.
Since you just settled that slander, I'm going first.
Caves of Androzani. Sure, go for it, Alex.
Yes, right. My favorite Fifth Doctor story, and the best classic regeneration story. Holy shit! I lost my shit on the part 3 cliffhanger. It's amazing. This entire story is amazing as well. I just love this one.
Yeah.
And I also love the regeneration sequence with all the Fifth Doctor's companions, going, Doctor, you must die, you crazy animal. And then the master just enters and, yeah, bitch, you gotta die, ha 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 ha. Standard stuff. I love it. It's so fun. Perry's great, and I wish we got more Vibe and Perry.
Yeah.
But
we were certainly lucky just before it regenerated, am I right? It was certainly lucky.
JNT is basic, so F for that, but at least Big Finish saves it, so
What? So I'm guessing that's an S tier for you?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Okay,
I would do it at 11, but 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I would also say S. I've given my thoughts in the past, kind of. So let's go for Michael next. Michael's been on the backbench sometimes. So, Mike, what are your thoughts?
I was expecting that you wouldn't come to me so soon, especially on this one. I'm completely an outlier on this, but you also know that I would have to go with a C. Because it just doesn't. Again, maybe it's the fact that it's surrounded by such poor episodes that makes people think it's better. But having watched it, I've only ever seen it twice in my life, and both times I just found it slow and boring and plodding and nihilistic and negative, and it's a C for me, and that's all I'll say on the matter.
Okay, 2 S's, 1 C. Let's go Xander next.
Wait. Who ranked
waiting.
to the sea? Who ranked to the sea?
Michael.
Michael, why are you always?
I'm leaving now.
Why are you controversial? Why are you
Yeah,
controversial?
why are you controversial, Mike?
I'm being honest. I mean, I can lie if you want.
No.
Why are you being controversial today? You are really spitting a controversial opinion.
He woke
bro.
up and chose violence. No.
Okay,
enough of that.
Toby, save our lives.
Uh,
Save our lives.
I think Xander. Let's go Xander first. I'm trying to
Oh.
mix it up for variety. Xander, what are your
It's
thoughts?
it's an S from me. End of the day, I'm on the bandwagon with you guys. I love Caves of Androzani. It's a really good story. It's a good regeneration as well.
Yep.
And obviously, it looks like it's just 4 people who we have the opinions of because we're just ignoring Michael's due to his controversial seat.
I fully expected that, to be honest.
Toby, to wrap this up, what are your thoughts?
I'm not gonna save y'all's life, also. So that's that. I'm not gonna give it an S. I say that beforehand.
Okay.
It's not an S. It's not an C either. It's not that bad for me.
Yeah, Mike.
I really like the world building and the world and the setting the story is in, but I don't think the story uses its setting the best it could have. I think the villain is kind of not cheap, but a little uninteresting for me, and I have other people that I think are way more interesting in the story. I can name, I don't know how they're called, but other people. Also, I think this whole that the Doctor is constantly close to death is a little on the nose. That we're like, oh, it's regeneration. So how about every 20 minutes the Doctor is nearly dying in the end? Well,
Oh yeah.
I just think
but-
that's
yeah,
a little bit boring because it's like you do it so often. In the end, it's like, who cares?
Oh yeah, about that.
And-
I didn't know which cliffhanger had that, but like there was a cliffhanger where they tried to execute the Doctor and
Yeah.
Perry. Perry somewhat survived.
That was this one.
Oh, part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
Her question was.
Part one.
His question was, what part was it?
It was part one. Definitely part one.
Yeah, I actually like how the Doctor just gets shot right away, and then throughout the entire story, he has to face the regeneration process, and he has to hold it a bit so he can save the universe and save Perry as well. And the fact about the antidote, it would be really cool to have him swallow it. That has a really good unbound potential, but that never happened. So the gunshot was a good backup plan, I guess.
Yeah. Toby, what tier?
Yeah.
What kind of?
Also, I think around part 3, it also gets really, the story just kind of is going nowhere really.
I said the exact same thing in our review, Toby. I said episode 3 is when it gets worse, and it's just I could barely pay attention. It's just spinning its wheels.
The thing is, it's not that it's just the setting that just doesn't provide more. The setting is really providing a really great big story, but the writing just chooses to ignore all of this and just kind of went down a very lazy road. So, but overall, because I think the setting is just really brilliant, and I easily could have think that they could have done even more stories afterwards in this setting. So I just also really wish we would visit this again sometime and maybe make it better this time. I would put it in high B, low A.
Okay. Well, I think it would be fair to knock it down a tier just because of Mike's score. I think high A.
Don't put that on me, man. People are gonna hate me now.
No. I think. Oh God, this is tough because I think this is better than most of these stories.
No, please do this Remembrance. Oh, I mean. Okay, fine.
Mike,
Fine.
would you be happy with low S?
No.
Yes.
You can just ignore my score if you want.
So-
Lois, as long it's an S, I'm happy.
Oh God. I'm
I'd accept it to be
everyone.
I'd accept you putting it at the top of the A, but I'm not. It's not an S.
Vaporize, Michael.
Michael has
That's
put,
how that
Michael
works.
has put his
It's also-
foot down.
It's also not a low S for me. It's like
Okay,
that's,
Fair
Michael,
enough.
please do not make me spam your DMs with please don't make me spam that image with Nessa.
You're going to be in his game show soon, so you can just bully him in that. Anyway.
Oh god.
I love that.
Guess he was getting tough
Oh yeah,
questions.
we've both got his video, his
We all
game show
do.
tomorrow, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, Toby's the only one here who's not involved. Guys.
on a sec.
Oh, what's
Toby,
this
let's go.
episode, Dan?
What's happened?
What's this episode?
It is Mummy on the Orient Express. Can I go
A
first?
10 out of 10 amazing. 10 out of
Okay.
10 amazing.
Okay. Can I go first? Yeah. Alex, 10 out of 10. S. I would say again. I'm not going to say overrated because I would concur with the. I'm slightly lower than the audience fan leaderboard. The fan leaderboard said around an 8, I believe. So it wasn't as high as we gave it. Like, not me, but Andrew. Someone's clicking it a lot. Andrew, Michael, and the guest did. I think it was Ben Tyler. Like, they gave it a 9 average when the fan leaderboard was very much primarily 7s, 8s, some 9s, and then
Which
ended on, like,
episode's
an
this, sorry?
8. Mummy on the Orient Express.
Oh, yeah.
So I would concur that it's around an 8. I personally drop it down to 7.5. I would say high B for this one. So we've got an S, a high B. Michael?
I would also go S. I think it improves, again, the more I watch it, the I don't remember what my criticism... I think my biggest criticism was that they didn't answer the whole question of who Gus was, but I don't know if that's fair to the actual episode itself, which is still great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the top of the S tier, but it's definitely worthy of an S for me.
Okay, let's go to Toby next. Toby?
the plot is brilliant. I loved the mummy as a villain. I think that was brilliant. I absolutely love the set design. I love that we have this kind of last time traveling with the 12th Doctor thing. I think that just adds a very interesting dynamic to it, even though it's later reversed. But I just look at it isolated now, and isolated in the story, it just creates a very interesting dynamic. And yeah, S.
Okay, Xander?
S for me. I love it. It's a good episode. The Thought Told is a very, very good villain. So S.
Oh.
Should we put this in the middle or near the bottom? What do you guys think?
Middle.
Consider
middle.
I think middle's good middle ground. Ironic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, this next one is
Okay.
Caves of Androzani 2.0 for Michael. So Michael,
Oh,
I'm gonna let
God.
you get your thoughts on the way,
Oh, no.
so that we can completely disregard them. I'm joking.
Once he has said this, I'm going to piss him off with confidence. I'm
Michael,
sorry, not sorry.
please give your thoughts on this story, please. The Big Bang, the Pandorica opens the Big Bang.
No. I'm literally abstaining because I'm sick to death of getting this shit for it. I'm just not gonna bother putting a vote in and just do as you please. I don't care anymore.
Hang on, where's my shotgun?
No.
Hang on, you're gonna do it under
Michael,
duress.
You don't need to give your
What?
thoughts because I'm sure these guys and also myself to an
Hang
extent
on.
would kind of rip
I-
it.
No, seriously, I'd rather just
say
not, and then you can just
I have
decide
a
amongst
message.
yourself.
Yeah,
I
Alex,
have
what's
a
up?
message. Look on the restring things. Wait.
Guy, to keep this moving, Michael, please just give a vote. You gave it a 5, so that should be like C or D, or like C. So that's
What
not
does
even
it
that
say?
Absolutely not. No.
Hey, Michael, just give a
look,
score, man.
if you
Oh, no,
want,
she got the steelbook.
Just say C and
Yeah,
get it
look,
over with.
Steelbook. What does it say here? The Pandorica opens the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good stories. 10 out
no,
of
just
10.
work it out among yourselves. I'll abstain. Like I said, just keep
Okay, but-
keep
Just
scoring.
say a number.
5 is great. Series 5 is great, though. I mean,
Alex.
you can't beat them. Yeah,
So you gave it like a 10 out of
It
10,
would
right?
be.
yeah S
Okay.
tier.
And S, Michael, please just give us a score for the sake.
I want to see what everyone else says.
Okay, let's do quick fire. Toby,
Yeah,
Well,
quick fire.
quick fire.
Oh, quick. I would say an S.
I would also concur with an S. And Xander?
S.
Cool.
My Michael's opinion
I
doesn't
can't believe
matter.
we've
Next.
just done that. But the thing is, 4 S's, 1 C, maybe 1 D, it would not knock it below an S
Yeah.
anyway. But whatever.
Like, it's an S then, so why did you keep asking me to give my opinion?
Because I just wanted to put your opinion on record for the tier list. For the sake of the tier list, where would you put it? C or D? Or E?
If I was doing this list without anyone else here, it would be a D.
Okay. Fair. No,
Wait,
guys, just allow him that. Just allow him that. Just allow him
You know,
that.
it's an S. I'm fine. I'm good.
I actually respect your opinion. It's
Yeah.
your opinion. I don't honestly.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to say one thing. I
Yeah.
can totally see all of the flaws the story have, but it's just something about the story that it just excites me, and this is just it's totally unreasonable to excite me, but it just does, and it's just
Yeah.
is.
Okay. It's definitely. Let's not get it twisted. There are flaws. There's a Discord call going. So someone. It's flaws, but they're not big flaws, and I think. The flaws that there are, the screenplay, I said this in the review, the screenplay complements it massively, and I think to knock it, Mike, you give the Big Bang a 2, even though all the good scenes, and I just thought, I want to grab your balls and ignite them. Actually, no, that would get us demonetized. Michael,
right,
you are a
so-
lovely man. Okay,
Okay, what's this episode now?
let's go with Xander first. Actually, no, let's go with Michael first, because he didn't have his opinion then. Let's go Michael, Tobi, Xander, Alex, and then me, sure, at the end.
Oh no, I'm gonna end up in shit again. Yeah.
Wait. If this is what I think it is, I have to say
Okay.
it now because it will
Sure,
be
yeah, go first.
perfect.
It's a
moment.
good man goes to war. What do you think?
Oh shit.
No, it's bad.
Oh wow. Okay. Do you want to elaborate or like give your tier for it?
So a 2 out of 10 because the pre-title saves us 2 extra points. But the fact this is the episode where I also got controversy on Twitter where people are angry over a bloody joke.
Oh, Maddox.
Oh no.
Yeah, for him, but like the thing is, he wasn't joking about the plot. He was joking about the special effects, and then people just got randomly angry about that. But it's not
The episode's fault, to be fair, though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why stands keep canceling people over jokes.
Tell me about it.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna be generous and give it a 5. I'm gonna
Okay.
be generous, okay, and I would put it in the middle of C and D. I'm gonna be
Considering you
generous.
shouted no, I'm very surprised by that tier.
I mean, it is still terrible, but some points saved
Okay.
it.
It's
okay?
terrible, but we're putting it in the middle. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. Where would you put it? Just for the point of reference, C or D? Alex.
Oh, sure, C.
Okay. C. I'll go next. Yes. A. Okay. I'm gonna go with A. I've made my points very clear. I think I said Tobi next. Tobi.
Yes. I think first it's a very messy story again. It's just kind of all over the place in some places. Not as bad as the Asylum of the Daleks is all over the place. Good Man Goes is a little bit more straightforward, but I still think it's a little messy. And I think the plot twist in the end, when I first watched it, it was, oh my god. And now we're watching this plot twist, it's not about the plot twist as itself. This is okay, but how it's executed in this episode, and it's just again, it's just kind of I don't like how it's executed. I just think it's boring executed, and I take issues with the end scene.
Okay.
And I would put it overall in what did I give Asylum of Black? I think I gave it a B.
Yeah.
So I would put it in high B.
Again, it's just it's so negative, but then you rate it high. It's the same with Luke Sharp in the episode. It's like Luke was the opposite. He was so positive about the episode, and then he rated it low, and then you guys, never mind. I'm not gonna argue with high tier with this episode. So we have a C, a B, and an A. Michael, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, given that you've said no and then yes, I would think I would probably say maybe. 'Cause, yeah, at the moment it's a C, but with the proviso that I haven't rewatched it in ages, and I would happily listen to arguments about why scenes are good enough to warrant like a B, but it's a C at the moment for me.
Should we consolidate on a low B?
Finally, you have joined the rebellion. Finally, you're on this side.
Do you guys think a low B is fair for this one?
I think B's fair, yeah.
I think B is
Yeah,
fair.
low B.
I'll
Yeah,
go
low
B.
B.
Okay.
Low B is-
And to conclude today's interesting live special is Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. And once again, it's Michael with another hot take.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, you don't like this one. Well, you know. Okay.
I don't.
I'm not
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Michael, we've spoken privately about most of these episodes, and yes.
Yeah, but you completely misunderstand. You're
Yes,
honestly,
yes,
it's a B. Shut up and go away.
Okay. I was literally going to say, I'm not going to put words into your mouth. I'll let you get to it. But sure, go for it.
It's a B, and that's not negative. That's not disliking it. I just think it's hugely overrated, and it's not that great. It's a B.
So let me get this straight. You gave Army of Ghosts Doomsday a 6 out of 10 privately,
Yeah.
and you gave it a B. But then you gave A Good Man Goes to War a 6 out of 10, and you put it in C. And you gave Kerblam a B tier, but you only gave it 0.5 above a C. So
Look, I was told there would be no maths.
Okay, you gave it the same as A Good Man, and you gave A Good Man lower. I'm not going to say put it lower, but I'm just going to say articulate what are your thoughts.
Look, I'm not rating things numerically here today.
Okay.
We've already been through all that. My impression was that this is a tier list based on where we would put these things.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
not going to sit here and be fucking, this is a 6, and so it's got to be in the same place as this 6 and this thing. No, I'm just rating the episodes on feeling here.
Okay. Yeah, but what are your thoughts on the episode? Because all we know...
Exactly what I just said. As I said, I think B is probably fair. There's some good scenes. The Dalek and Cybermen smack talk fight is pretty good. I'm here for Tennant, so he's always pretty cool. Much as I don't particularly gravitate towards it the way some people do, the ending I guess is cool with the Doctor and Rose saying goodbye. I think it's hurt and let down by the fact that it's completely been sort of pissed on by the fact that they say goodbye again later. So if it had been the actual final goodbye and Rose had never come back, I think it would be better. But yeah, I do think it's just a bit overrated for me.
Okay, so you're putting in B. Awesome.
B.
Okay, let's go with Xander first. Why not? Xander?
A. I really like this. Obviously, it's Daleks versus Cybermen. It's what everybody wanted to see through all of Series 2. So for me, it's an A.
Again, I'd also say low A for that one, so I'm just going to say, yeah, I agree with you. A, low A. Tobi, actually, no, let's go Alex first. Well, kind of first this time. Alex, what are your thoughts on Army of Ghosts Doomsday? Apparently not. Okay, we'll go back to Alex. Tobi, what are your thoughts?
Hang on.
Okay,
Hang on. I'm here.
Okay.
Right.
No.
What's wrong?
I'm so sorry for the people listening.
Is 0 out of 10 put in enough?
That's ludicrous. I don't understand that.
Is there even a Doctor Who episode that I would rate a 0 out of 10? I don't believe
There's nothing
so.
I would ever rate a 0 out of 10.
No. I think the lowest Doctor Who episode I would rate is like the Web Planet 2, the Fear Her, maybe like a 3, maybe 2.
I'll be honest, if I'm watching something that's a 0 out of 10, I would stop watching. There's things I've done that with, but I wouldn't watch it till the end.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of redeeming qualities in Army of Ghosts Doomsday, but Alex seems to have cut out. So, Tobi, to wrap this one up, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Army of Ghosts Doomsday gets really. I'm missing the word here.
Bad press?
No,
Overrated.
gets good press because how funny it is and how just all over the comedy. And I agree that that's just very fun. And the story is it works. It kind of goes through. It's nothing too new, I'd say, but it just goes. It works, and but I think it's just more on the fun side, and I think I like that. What I don't like is the thing where we have this opening scenes where it's all dramatic and this is the day I'm gonna die. It's just like that's just a.
Yeah, I hate that mislead as well when it's like, oh, but I was recorded among those. Oh, shut up. Teasing right the way to the point that the beast is like, you will die in battle so very soon. And the end of the season, you're like, psych.
I mean, they do make the point of she's on the list of the dead, so technically she did.
I know, but that's my point. That's full on Obi-Wan Kenobi telling Luke, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. No, you just lied, dude. Shut up.
Tobi, anything else? Natir?
No, nothing else. I just think it's very fun and it's very great to watch. So, but it has some flaws and the story is average. So I would put it just because it's so fun at a low A, mid A.
I think that's pretty consolidated. Oh, but then Alex's score did bring it up. Let's land on a B. I think high B. I think that's fair.
Alex did give it a what? An F?
An F, yeah. So let's drop it. We're kind of universal.
You win
A's.
this time.
Alex, what would you have given it?
No, she gave it he gave it like a 0 out of 10.
Well, that's got to be an F, and I said what, C? No, B.
You said B. All right. Low B. Oh my god, this is harsh. Low B, C.
I'm just aware that we're always being way too positive. We've only got one thing below a B.
I'm just gonna say we're going through this list again, like at the end, just to.
Okay.
Because I think we were far too positive on some things.
I know exactly what you've got a problem with. Shut up.
No, but the Michael! No! How is... Listen to me, you gave it good man 6, and then you gave the series 12 finale a 7.1 rating higher, like a 7.5, you gave it 1.5 higher, yeah, it goes up 3 or 4 bloody tiers. How is it an S? How is it Eternal's Children an S?
I can change my mind.
Yes, you can change your mind, and I'm having a breakdown. Okay, let's... you know what? Because I think there was only one person.
I think B's fine. Low B's fine, to be honest. I was only making the point that we haven't, even when it came to the leaderboards and stuff that you made, we're really positive towards everything, which perhaps just means that we're fans and they're all good episodes. But it's weird that we have nothing at all in D, E, and F, and only one thing in C. And it's the one thing that will probably get crucified by the hardcore fans about as well. But you've got the 5 Doctors as your lowest episode. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. What can I say? He wouldn't let us put Dimensions in Time 1 here, or we'd have something in the F category.
I mean, I would still say C.
Will an aneurysm.
I mean, I would still say C for Dimension in Time. I don't think it's half as bad as what people make it out to be.
I'm going to say, how about we include them too? Dimensions in Time and Curse of Fatal Death.
Let's pretend they're here. Okay, let's go. Tobi first. Tobi, what are your thoughts on? Let's say Curse of Fatal Death first.
I mean, it's supposed to be comedic, so I'm just going to be a little bit less harsh on it for that reason. Okay. So I would put it. I think as a comedic sketch, it works, and I would say it's not the best sketch I've ever seen or something. I would say it's somewhere around A, maybe B.
Okay. Where would you land though? A or B?
B.
B. Okay. Alex, have you watched The Curse of Fatal Death?
Yes, I did. Oh.
Do you want me to go to someone else first? Okay, let's go Xander. Xander, what are your thoughts on The Curse of Fatal Death?
Curse of Fatal Death for me is an A, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Alex has put an A as well, 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so pretty solid on the A. Michael?
I would have said low S, but I think I'd probably only give it like an 8 out of 10. I'm happy if everyone else says A to go A. I would say low S personally, because I'm forgiving of, much like Toby, I'm forgiving it a lot because of the fact that it's supposed to be ridiculous and funny, and so for what it is,
Okay.
low S for me, but I'm happy with A. That's what we go with.
All right, let's say mid A, because two of you guys were kind of like on the fence a bit. So yeah, let's say mid A. Cool. Now,
No, hang on. Alex has said that
said
it's
Alex.
an S tier, 10 out of 10, apparently.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that changed. Okay, let's.
Yeah, I don't know. It just bloody confused me.
I love that confused me. Low C, yeah. Low S, should I say?
I think high A would probably be fairer, and I'm one of the people that gave it an S, but I think high A is fairer because we got an S from Alex, a low S from me, and then an A approaching B from a couple of people. So I think high A is probably the midpoint.
Okay, so for the people watching, we put the Curse of Fatal Death here, and then just move these back one. Now, Dimension in Time. Again, not another hot take from Michael, but Michael, do you want to lead for this one, considering you...
I just don't like it. I think it's an F. I'm sorry. I know there's a whole campaign to canonize it on Twitter and people that have reclaimed it and people love it. Fair play to you. You live your life, live like what you want to like as long as it's hurting nobody.
Yeah.
But don't make me watch this ever again. It's fucking terrible.
Xander?
I have to put it as a D or something. It's not real. Do we have a D?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a D. D, quite frankly. It's...
Well, you didn't know.
Oh no, my phone's going off. Pretend that's just not there. Pretend that's not there.
You just said I have a D on YouTube.
I spoke about igniting Michael's Doomsday earlier, so that probably got us demonetized. This is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will has resigned. Michael,
what happened there? Did Andy possess you because he couldn't be here?
Toby, please move us on. Toby Waitford's on. What is it again? Dimensions in Time.
Dimensions in Time.
Yeah.
I must agree that I don't like it personally. I don't think the comedy translates as well as in The Curse of Fatal Death. And
I don't think it's intentional for a start.
Well, that may be the case. I felt it may not be intentional. It felt a little intentional for me at times. No. F.
Oh, okay. We got a D and 2 Fs.
Check chat.
What? Okay. I personally say C. So C, D, F, F, E maybe. Yeah.
Let's go E.
Let's go low E. If there was a low E. Low E is top E.
No, check chat. I can't speak, but I have to.
Alex, what would you give Dimension in Time, if anything, if you watched it out of this tier list? Okay,
Hang on, we've lost Xander. What's going on with that?
Okay, I've got somebody requesting to come in. There we go.
That's karma.
Probably Xander.
What happened?
My internet died. I've moved back to castings and my internet blanks out on several points.
Well, we landed on E for that. As Alex said something?
No, can I just quickly say to Xander, because you mentioned earlier that you're recording the Doctor Who quiz with me tomorrow. It's not going to be live or anything, but it's you, Hoovy and Wanderer, and Adam tomorrow.
Mike, do this after. It's a live special.
Okay, sorry.
Before you do that now.
Denied.
Hang on. Alex has got something else. I just need to wait for him to put it back in the chat 'cause my internet died, so I missed it.
Oh, hang on, I can probably have a look.
One second. As I say, it's Castings Wi-Fi. It's just ridiculous.
This is
Dimensions in Time is overhated. S tier as well. 10 out of 10. It has a good plot.
Okay.
S tier? What the chuck? Come on.
Which I actually think is ridiculous because Dimensions is crap, to be honest.
Okay.
S tier 10 out of 10.
Okay, this is moving up from low E to D. D?
Yeah, it's
That's
a
still
D
the
for me.
lowest. That's still the lowest. Let's just agree with a D. Let's all have a
But
D.
this is the person that gave us 0 out of 10. You know what? Never mind. Army of Ghosts in Doomsday is one of the worst things ever, but apparently Dimensions in Time is the best Doctor you ever got. Whatever.
People have opinions, Michael. I'm not saying that sounded really
Look, I'm just glad that
sounded
my
really
Pandorica opens Big Bang isn't the hottest take anymore.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you have hot takes, I have hot takes. I think the Flesh two-parter in Series 6 is very good. I know I'm an outlier there.
I think it's good. I always said it was good.
Yeah.
I've always been on your side with that.
I know,
don't think
but
it's excellent.
I'm
I
not
think it's good.
saying you disagree. I'm just saying generally we are outliers there because people say it's boring, average, bad, stuff like that. And I think
I also love The Curse of the Black Spot, and nobody else likes it.
that's a good episode. That is a good
No,
episode.
it's not.
Yes,
Rubbish.
There we go then. That's called opinions, and it's all subjective at the end of the day.
Don't worry, I'm going to make his questions nearly impossible.
Yes. So
Oh,
Michael,
shut up.
Mike, we have the authoritative cast here. Vote here, shall
Do
I
we?
say? Yes, we do. Do you disagree? Strongly disagree with any things here that you would say other people
don't think
would
I
agree
do,
with
no.
dropping down? No.
I don't think I do. That's the thing. I think we've come to almost all fair conclusions, to be honest. I mean, because of the fact that it was almost democratic and we've got, the majority opinions. Is there anything that anybody else disagrees with?
Yep. Anyone else? Anyone else stronger disagree with anything?
Alex disagrees with Army of Ghosts and Doomsday being too high.
Where did it in the end? B.
Yeah, low B. I think low B is fair for Army of Ghosts.
I think low B's fine. What did we give it? So Alex probably said like F.
Yeah.
And I said C, I think. Or did I say B? Let's say C. So the lowest possible scores are C and F, and then the other three of you give it A or B.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think we give it A's, yeah.
B's perfectly fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tobi, any strong disagrees there?
No.
Okay. Xander?
No, I'm fine with everything.
I am happy with that. Well, guys, thank you for watching the live special of the HoM podcast. If you are watching live, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are watching this back, again, thank you just as much. Please drop a like, please subscribe, and we'll be back on June the 6th. Thank you for the guest today, and also Michael Wilson, who was technically I'm joking. Michael, Xander,
Hello.
Tobi, and Alex. Thank you guys for being excellent. I know we had a bit of an argument with Children of Earth, but generally I think that was pretty strong.
Nah, not really.
No.
No, you guys just shouted at me, and I shouted back.
I wasn't sure what you were trying to say. You did that to yourself because you were like, I think it's overrated. It's going in the highest possible tier.
Yeah.
It's not overrated, is it? You don't understand what that word means. Oh, dear. Bless you.
Goodbye, please
Have I
like,
killed you?
subscribe, and peace.
Peace out, everyone.
Of course, Michael isn't with us anymore.
He's in a better place.
He isn't with us anymore, no.
Let's do it later in a bakery.
But he got free, I think it was part 4 and part 4. Where they get into the layer, not the actual pastry layer. But, oh, God.